All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So Tesla today had a bullish run. That is great news for the bulls, and this is continuing to work its way up. Now, Tesla had a very bearish run, obviously, earlier in the month. And here we are heading towards the end of the month, and we're about to start a new month in a couple of days. And the bulls are actually recovering this one from a slight recovery, leveling off and falling after battery day. And here we are seeing people, or better said, investors being bullish about this and getting back in on it. As I always state, for everybody that has not seen my videos before or has and overlooked it, one of the most important numbers here is 538. The bulls need to break through that so this can reach newer highs and newer levels of resistance. On the other end, we have 308, I believe it is, where this stock reached new lows, and from that point forward, there was a recovery. And from that recovery, right, there has been new numbers reached, and that is 463. And that point right there is right now more narrowed down from 538. One of the most important numbers as well for the bulls to break through so that we know in which direction this stock is heading. And it started to dip, it fell down, and recently reached 352.16. So 308, 538 are those broader numbers within the long haul or even short term, depending on how volatile the stock is. And now, even more narrowed down, 463 is a good point of reference to know which direction this is going, or down here at 352 to know where this is going as well. But right now, we're going to zoom in here and see what is important for tomorrow. So, yes, the bulls appeared and they brought this up to newer highs, and it reached close to 428.06 and quickly dipped and leveled off. And it leveled off at 419.03. So that's a great move from 406 all the way up to 419. The bulls definitely brought this one up, and their goal is to continue to break through resistance levels to move further away from the 50-day moving average and in upward direction. So let's move our resistance level here to its new location and our support to its new location. This is the lowest point that it reached in the day after the bullish run, and then I'm going to narrow it down on this bullish resistance here. And we're also going to talk about the highest point that the bulls reached again. So, as I stated earlier, 428.06, or just to round it down, $428 is a very important number for the bulls. They need to break through that to start to work their way up to newer highs and new resistance levels. Now, the bulls do have a resistance level before that to keep in mind, and that's our first resistance level here. But before touching base on that, I want to talk about the 50-day moving average, which is 407.07. It's not letting me land right on it. It's jumping from 11 cents to 407. But 407.07 is a very important number. As long as we stay above it, the bulls are in full health. The moment we cross it, the bears are starting to gain leverage, and this could start to see newer lows and new support levels. So for the bulls to continue this momentum and continue to stay above the 50-day moving average and continue to work their way up to newer highs, they need to break through the first resistance level, and that is 423.47. If the bulls can break through 423.47, turn that into a support, and start to work their way up, they could be on their way to newer highs and new resistance levels. Super important for the bulls to break through that, because that's going to signify they're moving further away from the 50-day moving average of 407.07 and getting deeper into bullish territory with moving in an upward direction. But they have to break through this first resistance level, 423.47, turn it into support so they can start to work their way up. Now, on the other spectrum of things, we have what the bears want, and the bears are going to want to break through 415.85. If the bears accomplish breaking through 415.85, they could be on their way to reaching newer highs, newer lows, and bringing this down closer to the 50-day moving average of 407.07. Now, if 415.85 does break through it slightly and it's kind of hanging out, there is a chance for the bulls to bring this back up and bring it to a recovery because we're still in bullish territory. As long as they stay above the 50-day moving average, even if 415.85 gets broken through and the bears kind of just broke through it, but they're not bringing this down fairly quickly closer to the 50-day moving average, it's just kind of hanging out there, the bulls can reappear and bring this one back up. That's something to keep in mind, and also pay very close attention to the behavior of the stock if 415.85 gets broken through and it's just kind of hanging out. Now, if it's getting broken through fairly quickly and moving closer to the 50-day moving average, then that could be a sign that the bears are on their way to gaining leverage and trying to cross 407.07. Now, if that does get crossed, the lowest point before the bulls actually having this run and leveling off at a newer high is down here at 404.46. I'd write that down, and that's not something to worry about until the 50-day moving average is crossed. But if the volatility does cause such thing to happen, that it breaks through 415.85 and it doesn't just hang out and it starts to break through newer lows and reach quickly closer to the 50-day moving average and it crosses it, then once 404.46 is crossed, we're definitely in a support level that's been broken through in bearish territory, and the bears are actually on their way to bringing this down to newer lows and getting it further away from the 50-day moving average. So very important. But before all of that, 415.85, I highly encourage every investor to pay close attention to how the stock is behaving, because that is the lowest point reached after this run and leveling off. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative and it meant you well, please do so and subscribe. But don't forget to click on the subscribe button as well as the bell. By clicking on the bell, you turn on all notifications to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button and let me know you watched this video. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. And I talk about the S&P 500 and a strategy I've been using to make money as the market's been rising. And even now, as the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 have slightly slipped away in a downward direction. Check it out. I highly recommend you guys click on the video. A lot of vital information that a lot of investors are overlooking. And I talk about how individual stocks are rising anywhere from 30 cents up to $3 per share on these specific dates. Obviously, you have to do your own due diligence and research as investors. I'm not telling you guys to buy, sell, or hold. I'm just here to enlighten everyone on the great news that there is an opportunity to make profits. You have to check it out for yourself and do your research and due diligence. And based off of that, as investors, you can rationalize and make your own decisions whether you're going to try it out or just sit from the sidelines, see if it works, and from that moment forward, you guys will know what is best for you guys. But I know 30 cents to $3 doesn't sound like a lot, but per share that adds up, and profits are profits. I'm just here to help everyone and enlighten you guys on the great stuff that I have found out and seen for myself, and I just want to share it with you guys so we can all maximize profits and minimize losses. Check out the video. If it hasn't popped up already, it should very soon. Click on it and don't miss out on the great information. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.